leather rests on the wooden bench, still and silent, its scent filling the room like an old story opening again. Vegetable tanned, the kind of leather born not from machines, but from time and patience. Its surface carries faint patterns from the hide, memories of the animal's life, and soon, it will become something new, a folder to protect the modern symbol of creativity, the MacBook. The craftsman runs his fingers over the leather. It is cool at first, then warm, responding to touch like breathing earth. The texture feels grainy, alive. You can almost hear it sigh as his hand moves across, testing flexibility, checking where the natural lines curve. Each mark, each pore, a fingerprint of nature herself. From the side, the glint of a precision knife catches the soft morning light. He draws it forward, and with a slow, steady pull, the blade glides through the hide. The sound, a gentle whisper, half cut, half caress. The leather parts cleanly, edges curling slightly, like waves at rest. Vegetable tanning, one of humanity's oldest crafts. Thousands of years ago, tanners soaked hides in oak bark, mimosa, and chestnut, using natural tannins that bonded with the fibers. The process took weeks, sometimes months. In return, it gave leather that could last a lifetime, aging beautifully, darkening with each touch. Roman soldiers wore it as armor. Medieval scribes wrapped their manuscripts in it. Today, it becomes laptop folders, still carrying that same dignity of craft. The craftsman aligns the cut pieces, their edges sharp and pure. He breathes in slowly, as if syncing his rhythm with the material. The smell deepens woody, earthy, faintly sweet. It's the scent of patience. A wooden mallet rests beside him. He picks it up lightly, tests its weight, then begins the quiet ritual of preparing stitching lines. The pricking iron meets the leather 1, 2, 3, each strike measured, echoing softly in the room. Tiny holes form in perfect rhythm, like notes in a song only artisans can hear. There's a deep stillness in the workspace, only the sound of tools and breath. No rush, no hurry. Each motion exists for itself, not for speed. The folder will take hours, maybe days, but the craftsman never counts time, he counts precision. Leather edges meet again, this time to be joined. He warms a thin brush of glue, applying it gently where the fold will form. The leather darkens under it, then cools. He waits. In leathercraft, patience is invisible but always present. On another bench, an awl gleams, sharp, deliberate. It's an ancient design, barely changed in centuries. Egyptians used similar tools to pierce sandals. Italian masters refined them for saddles and books. Today, it continues the lineage from horse harness to laptop cover, carrying the same devotion to perfection. He threads the needle. The thread is waxed linen, drawn through his fingers to warm it. It smells faintly of beeswax, soft, golden, natural. The needle slides through the first hole. The rhythm begins, in, out, pull, soft, steady, hypnotic. Each stitch tightens the bond between past and present, between hide and hand. The sound of stitching fills the room, a crisp tug, then silence, then another tug. It's the heartbeat of the craft. The thread gleams slightly against the pale tan leather, forming a line as precise as a calligrapher's stroke. Leatherworkers once stitched armor and books. Now they stitch elegance and utility, but the gesture remains the same: care, repetition, intention. Every stitch is a signature. As the light shifts, the craftsman pauses to trim the thread, brushing away tiny flakes of wax. The folder's outline begins to appear, simple, minimal, yet full of depth. There's poetry in its geometry, clean corners, balanced folds, space carved for technology with the warmth of tradition. He smooths the surface with a bone folder, pressing along the edges until they lie perfectly flat. The tool glides with a soft murmur, like whispering wind. This act burnishing has ancient roots too. Medieval monks used polished bone to finish the edges of illuminated manuscripts. The motion today is the same, circular, patient, endless. A faint shine appears on the edge, turning matte brown to soft gloss under his fingertips. It feels like silk on stone. Leatherwork is often called a silent dialogue between craftsman and material. The leather doesn't always obey. It stretches, resists, bends differently in each section. He reads it like a map, adjusting pressure, turning the piece, breathing with it. The MacBook folder begins to take shape like an unfolding story, quiet, refined, deeply human. A ruler slides across the surface, metal against hide, and with a soft tap, he marks the fold line. The sound resonates faintly, metallic and earthy together. Then comes the crease, a careful press with a heated iron, releasing a faint puff of scent, rich and nostalgic. The edge darkens, forming a smooth, permanent curve, somewhere in Florence. Centuries ago, artisans would have done the same, crafting leather folios for letters or manuscripts. They too would have watched light glint on the hide, smelled the same tannins, felt the same resistance under the knife. The craft hasn't changed, only its purpose has. Instead of protecting ink on parchment, it now shields circuits and glass. The craftsman takes a damp cloth, wiping away dust, revealing the leather's quiet sheen. The natural grains shimmer softly under the warm light. It's not perfect, and that's the point. True craftsmanship is not about perfection, but harmony between hand and imperfection. He sits back for a moment. The scent of leather lingers in the air like incense. There's a quiet reverence to this space, every tool in its place, every motion mindful. He begins beveling the edges now, shaving off a fine line to make them round and smooth. The shavings fall like curled feathers. The tool whispers against the edge, and the leather responds with a low sigh, beveling a tiny detail that changes everything. Ancient saddle makers used it for comfort. Today, it becomes a mark of luxury. The folder is beginning to look complete, though many touches remain. The craftsman traces its outline with his thumb, an intimate gesture of understanding. He knows each inch, each curve. Outside, the light fades, turning gold to amber. The studio hums softly with the memory of a day spent in creation. The leather gleams under the fading light, patient, warm, eternal dot. And as he places the nearly finished folder aside, the story doesn't end, it rests, ready for the next layer of craft, tomorrow. He picks up a small wooden slicker, its surface polished from years of use. The edge of the folder rests against it, and as he rubs in slow, circular motion, the sound begins a low, rhythmic hum. Friction creates warmth. Warmth awakens sheen. The fibers compress, aligning like threads in silk. The once rough border now gleams with quiet dignity. There's something spiritual about burnishing, the slow transformation of raw to refined. Centuries ago, Japanese leatherworkers would polish samurai armor using similar motions, believing that the rhythm of the hands could calm the spirit. The same rhythm lives here, in this small room, guiding each turn of the tool. The craftsman leans closer, inspecting the edge, smooth as river stone, shining faintly under the light. He nods once, barely perceptible. The language of satisfaction in his world is silence. Next comes the dye, deep chestnut brown, hand mixed with a few drops of oil for warmth. A soft brush dips, lifts, and glides across the edges. The smell blooms instantly, rich and nostalgic. It carries whispers of antique books, of leather-bound journals and traveling cases. The color deepens the folder's voice, still humble, but now mature, grounded. He sets it aside to dry, using the time to prepare the interior lining. A softer leather waits nearby, supple, velvety, dyed in a gentle tan hue that complements the outer body. He smooths glue across its back with the edge of a steel spatula, spreading it evenly, thin as morning mist. When the two pieces meet, there is no sound, only pressure, only connection. His palm presses slowly from center to corner, guiding air away, merging two skins into one. It's a moment of trust, the precision of one motion determining the entire piece's future. Leather against leather, an ancient pairing. Long before machines, artisans in Persia, Italy, and Spain crafted cases for scrolls and instruments in the same fashion, using nothing but their hands and time. Each surface carried a story, each stitch an echo of a life devoted to patience. The craftsman sets the folder under a weight, letting it rest. The pause feels sacred, like breath between sentences. Then, from a small shelf, he retrieves a jar of handmade wax, a mixture of beeswax and natural oils. It smells faintly of honey and cedarwood. He rubs a bit onto a cloth and begins polishing. The movement is circular, tender, meditative. As the wax melts into the grain, the leather darkens slightly, revealing its hidden depth. Lines shimmer softly, edges glow. The folder begins to look alive, not finished, but awakened. In the silence of the workshop, time feels suspended. Only the faint creak of the stool and the rustle of cloth exist. The air is filled with the soft music of craftsmanship. Waxing leather is not just for shine, it's preservation. In the Renaissance, bookbinders used a similar blend to protect manuscripts from dampness. Sailors polished their satchels before long voyages, believing that wax locked in the spirit of endurance. Here, the tradition continues, protecting a new generation's creative companion, the modern MacBook. With the same reverence once reserved for parchment and quills, the craftsman pauses to lift the folder under the light. The surface catches reflections like calm water, smooth, rich, and warm. He folds it gently, testing its form. The hinge bends gracefully, without a sound. Perfect flexibility. The smell of fresh wax lingers, mingled with the quiet satisfaction of completion. He runs his fingers along the stitching, testing its tension. The thread holds firm, humming softly under the touch. There's an intimacy in this gesture, the way only the maker knows where the seam begins and ends, where the tiniest imperfection hides, where his patience is stitched in place. For him, every project is a dialogue with time. Each folder, wallet, or belt carries something beyond function. It carries evidence of hours unseen. No two creations are ever the same, because no 2 days are the same in a craftsman's heart. He begins the final stage, buffing, using a soft horsehair brush. He sweeps in wide arcs, lifting the surface to life. The sound, a gentle brushing rhythm, fills the air like a lullaby. The sheen deepens, turning from matte to satin. Light glides effortlessly over every curve. Outside, a faint breeze moves through the open window. The scent of leather, wax, and wood mingles with fresh air. It's the kind of smell that lingers in memory long after you leave a place. Earthy, elegant, eternal. The craftsman finally places the finished folder on a linen cloth. It lies there, calm and proud, a fusion of ancient and modern, hand and heart. The MacBook it will hold has its own precision, its own kind of beauty, but the folder carries something technology cannot, the human pulse of creation. He adjusts the flap, pressing down gently until it fits with perfect alignment. There's a faint click as the magnet catches, soft but certain. That tiny sound carries finality. The journey from rawhide to refined form is complete. He watches it quietly for a while. To most, it's just a leather folder, but to him, it's a record of breath and focus of countless micro-decisions that only hands can understand. The way pressure shifts when stitching, the slight tilt of the blade, the pause before each strike, all of it stored invisibly within the leather's fibers. He cleans his tools one by one, knife, awl, mallet, ruler, each wiped carefully, edges checked, handles oiled. These tools are not just instruments, they are companions, aging alongside him, absorbing traces of every project. Some bear small dents and darkened handles from decades of touch. The bench is tidied, the last shavings brushed away. The quiet returns, not emptiness, but peace, the kind of silence that only comes after creation. He lifts the finished folder one last time, turning it in the light. The leather glows softly, the stitching a steady rhythm across its body. It's more than a product, it's a memory made tangible, a conversation between tradition and innovation. Outside, the sun dips low again, turning the window's reflection golden. He sets the folder near the window, letting the final rays fall upon it. The color deepens, warm as dusk. If you listen closely, you can still hear the whispers within it, the scrape of blade, the hum of thread, the heartbeat of the craftsman. Leather is timeless. It holds the scent of centuries, the warmth of hands long gone, and as this folder waits to cradle a modern machine, it carries forward a story older than memory, of patience, artistry, and the quiet power of creation. He smiles, faintly. Another piece, complete. Another story told without a single word. The workshop fades into stillness.